Okay, we'll call this meeting of the Guam Election Commission to order. We are located here at the Guam Election Commission Conference Room in Oka Building, Tamuning. We are also live streamed at Guam Election Commission's website at gec.guam.gov/board. Quorum is present. Myself, Jerry Crisosimo, Chairman, Alice Tyron, Vice Chair, Commissioner Joe Mafnes, and Commissioner Benny Panala. Excuse absence is Commissioner Antonia Gamatauto, Commissioner C. Patrick Seville, and Commissioner Clarissa Pangilinan. Also present is our legal counsel, Jerry Diaz, and Maria Pangilinan, Executive Director of the Commission. Certification of public requirements.
Published November 8th and November 13th, both in the Guam Daily Post and the public notice website.
Okay, let's move to the approval of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, there's a motion by Commissioner Panala to approve the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mafnes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, let's go to the approval of minutes of October 26, regular meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move a motion to approve the minutes of October 26th, the regular meeting.
Okay, there's a motion to approve the minutes of October 26, subject to corrections, of course. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Okay, seconded by Commissioner Mafnes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving on to correspondence.
Mr. Chairman, Senator Roy Kanata wrote to us about an information briefing about public notices. On your table, separate and apart, is our response. They were just asking about information on our public notices.
Okay. Yes, any questions?
Maria, what specifically were they asking for? Were they asking for anything in specific? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just how much we spent, how many notices we had, and what we spent on getting rid of stored documents. And they were trying to assess the situation so they can figure out how to update public notice requirements.
Is there a law specific to storing documents, like how long we can store our documents here?
Yes, so each agency has a records retention schedule, and we have one from 2000 or 19 something, and we still follow that. It's still appropriate.
Our records retention policy is since 19?
19, yes, some time ago. Okay, it just talks about our, some are in law, and then our records retention schedule is what's not in law, and those are still, it's pretty, it talks about files, chronology files, it talks about, so.
Is there anything in that policy that would potentially require us to update it, bring it to date? And does it require the commissioners to, just look into it?
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
I will.
Update
I will.
it, because there
Okay.
could be something in the laws that we don't have in our policy.
Yes, okay, got
And we
it.
should be consistent with that, right?
Okay,
And if I'm not mistaken, that would potentially, and legal counsel can go through it with you as well, is I think it may require a resolution
yes.
from the board, right? So we need to update our policies, especially with regard to retention.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Yes.
Maria, are we looking at digitizing our records?
We've looked into it before. With the online voter registration, that's one of the things that we've updated so far. But until such time as for that section, which is the bulk of our growing files, for that section, as soon as DMV is up and running the way they're supposed to, we should be able to eliminate our application forms for motor voter.
What about for the rest of the documentation that GEC currently holds?
Yeah.
Are we looking, like, do we have
Yeah. The biggest bulk of files are our voter registration forms, and those we have to keep original with the backup IDs. That's by law, and that's good for life, except when they die.
Then you eliminate it.
Yes. Right.
Commissioner Joe, did you have a,
No, I was just saying that's for life.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to Executive Director's Report, Maria. Item A.
So the timeline starts on page 10. Something to note is that our retirement election is going to be May 4th. The director of GovGuam Retirement Board and we got a letter from her saying it's going to be May 4th. And that letter is on page, yeah, it's on the timeline. The letter is on page 16. Also, the other thing to note is that, so just remember that everything in green has to do with the GovGuam Retirement Fund. We will bring to you the packets for both the Government of Guam Retirement Fund and our candidate packets next month, at the next meeting, because our packets for our candidates we're tentatively scheduling availability beginning of the year.
Okay.
Okay? Another thing on the timeline, I don't know, we're anticipating the election assistance, I announced it last time, the visit of the election assistance commissioners, probably the week of December 18th. I didn't put it in, but they should, their visit is dependent on whether they have a budget. Otherwise, it's going to be shut down. The federal shutdown may be tomorrow, but I think something went through the House. It's in the Senate now. So if there's no budget, they don't come.
Just the one on the 18th, right?
Yeah, the week of December 18th. And they're also going to visit Saipan, possibly Rhoda and Tinian.
Okay. Any questions?
No question, but I do have a recommendation, if it's possible. Could we put the timeline on a calendar, so that we can see, the months, the dates? It would make it a lot easier to look at it.
Yeah, okay. We can do that on top of this. Yes,
It's possible, right?
yes.
Okay. Just plug in, here's the calendar, and this is what happens each date and so forth. I went through the whole thing, and I actually put it on a calendar, so I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay. So just send it to
I
me.
just put it on an Excel file.
Thank you.
You're talking about a calendar.
Yeah, like 30
a whole month in
days.
advance, yeah.
Like on the 30 days
So
calendar.
you can see it from
Okay, thank you.
I
a
did that on
30-day
mine too,
window.
I did it for myself, and I think,
Oh,
let me
can
just
you
give this
take
to
it?
Maria.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I did it for myself too, Premier.
Okay, I'll send it, I'll put it
Okay.
on our chat.
No, I got
Yeah.
it on mine.
Okay.
By month,
By month, yeah, I did it by month.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else on the timeline?
No, sir.
This is always subject to moving, okay. All right, let's move then to the online motor voter registration.
Okay, we still have only September, we're finishing up.
Oh, I'm sorry, the monthly voter by precinct.
Yeah, we still have only September, we're finishing October's, we're scheduled to be finished tomorrow. And so as of September 25th, we're at 54,719. And that one you received, I believe, last time, maybe. No, yeah. So this is September, our October will be finished by tomorrow.
Okay. Any questions? Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Maria, the numbers presented here, right, do they coincide with the, is it, I don't think it's a motor voter, the listing that we have. I was talking to somebody and they're, looking at things and they said they received a list from the GEC. The list had like 1,000 names. I'm like, well, that can't be because on the list that we received, there is 900 something, or whatever. There's a difference, right? I said,
Yes.
just keep that in mind and always take a look at this
Yeah.
online,
Yeah.
right? It's available online.
So online is the list of new voters for the month. So the law requires us to put a list on the 30th of each month of all the new voters for that month.
So then these numbers would represent anything that you've vetted
Correct.
for that, okay.
Yes.
So just to be clear, right, this is the new voter, right, online, and then this one is the motor voter?
Not all, so the ads are the new voters. So we had 52, on page 19 on the online registration report, we had 52 new voters for online.
Okay.
And for motor voter, we had 465 new voters.
For September.
Yes,
And then total for the year, 4,796.
correct, from November 2022.
Got it. So this is all new.
So, Vice Chair, so the difference may be if there is a difference, it could be those that registered in our office, it'd be very minimal. And maybe, I'm thinking we had voter registrars already pick up their packets.
Oh, you mean so they're,
Yeah, and we have, we scheduled our first voter registrar training yesterday because there was a request and no one showed.
No one show up?
No one showed up, yeah. But our schedule is normally, we start in January for voter registrar training.
And then when do they officially start registering people?
They can register now. Yeah, so we do have voter registrars from previous elections that were trained and we didn't have any problems with them. They've picked up their packets already.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
okay. Any further questions? Okay, item D.
We look okay for the month. Our Election Assistance Commission grant, we should be able to get it before next month's meeting. We're looking at the budget narrative and looking to see if we should change some things. We're getting 400,000, 200,000 for fiscal year '22, and 200,000 for fiscal year '23. So we should have $400,000 more from EAC. And so that's the same for CNMI, and hence CNMI and I are working together to make sure that we do, that we're in sync with what's required by EAC.
Okay. Moving on to the Office of Inspector General.
Our audit report was published November 3rd on the Office of Inspector General Election Assistance Commission website. We received it that day, and there were 5 findings. So the audit report is completed, and the last step is for the GEC and the EAC to get together for resolution. So we spoke to EAC yesterday, and together with CNMI, and we should address the resolution. We should address the 5 issues, and we should come to a resolution in a month.
Any questions? Yes, Vice Chair.
Maria, page 3, section 251 reissued. It says here that we have not filed a federal financial report since 2014?
We did file it. What we did not do was indicate that it was a final, so that all has been resolved with EAC. The reason, if you remember, the reason I did not indicate it was final, because we had the $286,000 there. So we've decided that we're not going to, because what it takes to certify that we can get the $286,000 was to buy a universal express vote for every single precinct, and that was 67. So as of 2 months ago, all the reports have been filed. We're up to date. And it was just a matter
Will they amend this at a later report?
we did it before even it was published November 3rd, but I guess they put it in there. And I looked at the other audits from the other states, and it seemed to follow the same way. Yeah.
Okay, that's,
Because it's just, it shows,
I know.
just kind of alarming
All,
since
all
2014.
5 of them, we addressed all 5 of them. 5 of them, according to EAC, we should be okay. We're not returning any monies because of the guidance that we got from EAC during that time, during
And we have
the,
documentation of that guidance?
yes, what I had addressed it with the auditors, and then I addressed it with the Inspector General. And the Inspector General these Inspector Generals are inside EAC. So now Inspector General is going to watch over the resolution between EAC and GEC. So all 5 of them, all 5 findings we've addressed with both the Inspector General and the auditors. But it just stays on the document that way. It came to us draft back in May, I think.
Did you bring that to their attention?
Yes, I did. And our responses, the GEC responses, are in the audit document itself.
yeah, it's just, I think, because they have the finding and the recommendation, the response, and the auditor's response, but it doesn't address the resolution.
Yeah, so that's the EAC after.
Yeah.
So, and again, GEC has opportunity to address it directly with EAC.
Yeah.
So the report was filed, is what we're hearing?
It was published November 3rd,
Okay,
yeah. The auditor's report,
right.
yes.
But the reports that they were requiring, we transmitted it to them?
Which,
That speaks to 251, the reissued where it says we haven't filed, right?
oh,
Right.
is that what, okay. No, those were done even before this report came out.
So when we transmitted our report, was that done electronically? How did we transmit the report?
Yes, yes, electronically,
Okay,
into a program that they have, yes.
so they obviously have a copy.
Oh, so Commissioner, what they hit me up on was I did not indicate that it was a final report.
Correct, I know,
Yeah, so
That's
that's
all
why
it
they
is.
hit me up, yeah.
but they have a copy.
Yeah, and so we stopped filing in 2014 was the problem. Because in 2014, that was the last time we got any of the, what we call the 251 monies. That was the last time we received, oh, I'm sorry. We received the last amount back in even 2010, I believe. But we kept, Helen and I submitted updated documents in 2011 for 2010 and 10, 9, and 8.
Okay.
Okay, any further questions?
You didn't say anything about the money we were going to return. According to EAC, we're not returning any money. I had talked to them about it already, and so we're not returning any money. I just need to document, after our meeting yesterday, all I have to do is document what I had told them before, what I had told the OIG, what I had told the auditor.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to old business, Campaign Finance Committee.
So with the schedule of my commissioners, they're very busy, and my legal counsel, our legal counsel is off island, so I'm hoping, if it's okay with the commissioners, we'll schedule, our legal counsel is due back on the 20th, so maybe we'll schedule it between the what dates did you say? 28th, possibly. So
November 28th?
November 28th, yeah.
When do you think you'll have like a draft?
We do, we submitted it.
No, after this.
Oh, we should be able to do one, depending on how many changes you have, but you shouldn't have very many, because those were thoroughly discussed with Vince.
Right.
So we should have something quickly after
Okay.
that.
Okay. Then you'll let us know on the,
Yes.
if that meeting's confirmed.
So November 28th,
Yeah,
if you can
28th.
put it on your calendar. And I'll let the other commissioners know.
Okay, moving on to item B, the Democratic Party of Guam, the memorandum order.
Yeah,
So
Mr.
case-
Chair, before you, you have what they sent us. Again, it has been discussed with legal counsel. Legal counsel saw our draft letter to them to request for a set of bylaws that have signatures on them. So if you can look at our letter and see if that's okay, and let me know whether we should send it out or not.
That's the third document, right?
Just require them to.
With appropriate
With the
signatures.
signatures,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. Any questions? So just add the required signature to the bylaws. Yeah,
I just have legal counsel
Yes,
Just
they've
review it.
looked at it,
Yeah.
yeah.
that we're asking for everything that's needed.
Legal counsel, we don't need, we just needed them to say, yeah, okay, thank you.
Maria, what guidelines are they requesting for?
They're requesting for rules and regulations if we're going to have a closed primary. And our legal counsel has advised us that we will work on rules and regulations if it's required.
As to the question of who pays for this,
I have no answer for you, sir.
I mean, on the closed primary?
yeah,
Issue?
there is no budget
No.
for this. There's nothing that the legislature has authorized us.
I would ask legal counsel to review the law, because if I'm not mistaken, the law states that every election is run by, and I think we can do with the parties what we do with, like, the retirement fund.
Retirement
is
fund, yeah.
bill 'em,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? But to verify if in fact, the law states that we need to, the GEC has to run the primary elections. Actually, the GEC runs all elections, right?
Yeah.
Oversees all elections. And I don't recall, it's been a while since I've read that law, if the expenses are borne upon the GEC, right? So I'm almost sure we can treat it like any other election where we'll bill them for.
Whether
our
it's,
ser-
whether
the
it's a
service.
closed or
Yeah.
open primary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's, what is it called, an overall or open, island, what is it called, island-wide?
Island-wide,
Oh, open, yeah,
Yeah.
open election,
Yeah.
open primary.
yeah.
Okay.
That would be interesting.
It's the only question I had, Mr. Chairman.
So at this stage, I mean, we send the letter, they send the bylaws back, sign, and then what's the next step to proceed to the drafting the rules and regulations? Or do we get firm commitment that they're moving to a closed primary and then the rules and regulations come into play?
Again, there's no set rule on how we proceed
Yeah.
forward, so it's something that the commission would have to discuss and determine how to proceed.
Yes.
Mr. Chair,
Sure.
thank you. So legal counsel, with regard to this current issue, right, and/or request, is the party submits their bylaws by which determines whether or not they're going to conduct or have a closed primary. The Guam Election Commission's responsibility is basically to promulgate rules and regulations for a closed primary in general, not specific to any one party.
That is correct.
Yes, I just wanted to clarify that, so those viewing would know that it is only our responsibility to promulgate rules and regulations for a closed primary, regardless of party affiliate.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, so at this stage, you have the Democratic Party that's requesting for a closed primary, and I'm assuming the Republican Party submitted one with an open primary?
The Republican Party has already let us know that they want to continue with an open primary.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, one other question.
Yes.
If you don't mind, thank you. Maria, if you haven't already done so, because this is new to us, I don't think we've ever conducted a closed primary. If there's any other states or counties or whatever out there that conduct closed primaries, what do they have in their rules and regulations that we can maybe adopt, right? Or mirror, right? That's going to be pertinent to
Right.
our situation. If you can start that research and
Yeah.
provide that to the commissioners. Is that okay, Mr.
Yeah,
Chair?
yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Because I know in other jurisdictions, some primaries that are closed or open are held on different dates based on, the Democrats have one date and the Republicans have another date. I don't know if that's what we're
Looking at,
saying here, but yeah, it's uncharted territory for us for the closed primary.
And we are nearing an election.
Yes.
Mr. Chair,
yeah.
I'm just concerned that, we have enough time to all be on the same page, and that our employees are trained and ready to conduct a closed primary, because there is going to be a difference, between an open and closed. So I just want to make sure that
Yeah.
everything is all lined up and ready to tee off.
I mean, the issue was brought up for the last election. So, notice, I think notice was properly given to the commission that this is the intent, so we'll proceed with that. Okay, any further questions of that?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Let's move on to item C, Bill 9537, regarding the removal of the primary election.
So, Mr. Chair, nothing, we haven't received any additional requests from the legislature for both item C and D. And it hasn't, they have had a public hearing for both.
They have
but-
not.
They have.
They have.
Yes, they have. So on one of them, we just gave them, for 9537, we just told them what operational hindrances there will be if they remove the total. And that was because there was not a scheduled commission meeting before that. On D, we did not submit anything because we were anticipating a scheduled meeting that we had to reschedule. So in both cases, though, the senators have not requested for additional information from us.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that we place items C and D, or table those two items until such time there's movement on it, and that we don't continue to put it on the agenda. Yeah, and unless we have some sort of movement, I mean, it's no use keeping them on the agenda.
Okay, is that a motion?
Move a motion, Mr. Chairman?
So there's a motion to just table.
Table C and D until we have movement.
So is to table item Bill number 9537 and Bill 10637 for now until there's some movement by the Guam legislature.
Correct.
On our part, okay. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll go ahead and second it,
Okay,
Mr. Chair.
second by Commissioner Mafnas. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I do have
Any
a question,
questions?
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In reference to both of these bills, and legal counsel might want to weigh in on this, and just for clarification and guidance, these bills, the only, our responses basically to these bills is that we are neutral. They write the laws, where basically we will provide financial information if that's what you're requesting, but we neither support or not support these bills. It's our role as the commission to, basically, it's ministerial at this point, is whatever they decide to do in the legislature, we will carry out